This is Boxing Talk 8576. I recently was looking at listening to Blood and 78. They were doing a topic on race in the Ytbc and why some people have agendas in the Ytbc. I'm in agreement with them on when they say guys are in the Ytbc trying to, throw a monkey wrench in it. They not really boxing fans. They just here to spear their racism and try to cause division and divide people and cause ruckus. Um, there's a lot of people that comment even on my videos that I look at and say, like, what does that have to do with boxing? If you, like they said, if you do not agree with their favorite fighter, and really when it happens to be a different race, like say if for instance they're Filipino and you don't agree with Manny Pacquiao, they kind of go in on you, and yeah, they will call you a racist. I remember one time I did a video on Canelo. I didn't really bash Canelo. I just was saying my opinion about Canelo, and a guy came on here and made a comment on my video and said some racist stuff. I really didn't pay attention to it. I didn't even, I don't believe I commented towards it. Maybe I did, but that to me has no place in the Ytbc. If you cannot have a comment and a opinion about something based on the video that you listen to, and let's say a intelligent opinion, something that you can argue, with intelligence, then you shouldn't even put a comment on there. Because if you say something in your comment and then it has some racial or calling somebody the N-word or calling somebody a bitch or whatever, then your argument is lost. I mean, because what people are going to remember is what you said to them derogatory. You may have a good opinion, but once you put the negativity inside your opinion, inside your comment, everything else is going to get lost, and people is going to remember the negative part about your comment. And I don't really get into my comment section when guys, spew the crazy language or the racism, because I don't have time for it. Do we know it's racism in boxing? Yes, it's racism in boxing. It's racism in society. So society, boxing is part of society. Anything that's in society is in anything else, because society is the beginner and everything else is a branch off of that. So you're going to have racism in football, basketball, baseball, tennis, hockey. You're going to have racism on Wall Street. You're going to have racism at the job that you work at, the company you work for. So racism is everywhere, man. So to say or to be naive that it's not in boxing will be stupid. But I agree with what they say, man. I think we should get back to boxing, man. We should get back to having a discussion, debates about the actual boxing. If you have a favorite fighter, of course some people are gonna be biased towards their favorite fighters. Like, I can't sit up here and say I'm not biased towards some things, some fighters that I support, of course. But I will also call them out when they need to be called out. It don't matter what race it is. I like Triple G. Triple G is, he's Russian. I like Kovalev. I like Stevenson. Stevenson Black. I like Manny Pacquiao. He's Filipino. I like Donaire. He's Filipino. I like Rigondeaux. I like a lot of different fighters. If you can fight, man, I give you your props if you can fight. If you can fight, I'm going to give you your props no matter what race you are. It doesn't matter to me, man, what race you are. And I don't have a channel where I say I just support all black fighters. I support all fighters. Now, do I have black pride about my race? Of course, because that's what I identify with. Anybody, you know what I'm saying, if whether you black, white, or Filipino, you love it when someone of your ilk or your race is doing great because you identify with that. And there's nothing wrong with supporting race or country or, you know what I'm saying, anything of that nature. It's nothing wrong with that. But I'm not so biased to where I'm going to say I'm going to go with the black fighter no matter what. No matter who he fights, I'm going to say he's going to win. No, I look at the two fighters, I break down the strengths and the weaknesses, and I figure out, who I think can win the fight. And it so happened the black fighter can win the fight, I'm going to say he's going to win the fight. If it so happens the Filipino fighter can win the fight, I'm going to say he can. If it's Russian, I'm going to say he can. So it's no racism towards my picks. But I would say, man, let's just get back to the boxing, and then once we get back to the pure boxing discussions, we will weed out all the guys that are not on here for the right reasons. I just think we will weed them guys out. Those guys will get weeded out. But 78 and Blood, they've been on here for a while. I've been before I even did a video, I was listening to Blood, Boxing Beats and Rhymes. I was listening to 78. I was listening to Carcino, Ego. I was listening to Dante's Boxing Nation. Now, a few of those guys, I don't agree with some of the things they say. I do agree with some things they say, and I disagree with some other things they say. But it's all kept boxing. I never go on these guys' channels calling them bees or hoes or none of that stupid stuff, man, that has nothing to do with boxing. If I make a comment on one of their videos or make a response video, it's all about boxing, because those guys put in the work. Those guys been on here longer than me. Listen to their videos made me want to make a video, wanted me to put my dialogue out there. So, big ups to those guys. But yeah, man, let's just go back to boxing, keep it boxing. Blood and 78, hey, they came out, they to me, they brought it to light. This is not the only time they brought it to light, because I've listened to some of their old videos like 2-3 years ago, and they were talking about this same stuff, and it's just coming back around. And big ups to those guys for bringing it to the light. Now we can have a dialogue about it, and then we can move on, and then we can get back to boxing. This is Boxing Talk 8576. I'm out.